guys, welcome back to page 5 or part 5 of my Traveler's Notebook. And I want to apologize, the very beginning of this video got cut off. So what I did on the left hand side, or at least a portion of what I did on the left hand side, is not recorded. So you can see it there. What I did, I basically glued down those tickets to the Hollywood Wax Museum, a picture of my daughter with some of the wax figures, and then that stamp that says the best, and then the stamp with the camera, and then I also put a base of that brown paper with the green and brown leaves. So I apologize for that getting cut off, but I didn't want to not show you the rest of this page. So I just basically mounted the photos on the right hand side. It's just me and my mom with some different wax figures. The one in the top is Frank Sinatra, my mom, and the one in the bottom is Mark Wahlberg and me with a silly, crazy look on my face with an Oscar in my hand. And I am just now putting down some stamped images. The one says let's go and the other one is hello. And I'm just doing some chalk ink from Cat's Eye, the Cat's Eye chalk ink. And I'm going to add that little heart there. This is just a heart that was punched out of paper that I put washi down. So I put some washi tape down, and then I will punch out several flowers or hearts or whatever the case may be. And I use those as embellishments either on my notebooks or my travelers, or I'm sorry, my Project Life, things like that. So that's what that little embellishment is. And now I'm just going to be auditioning a couple different things on this page, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. I did struggle a little bit with this page. I'm not really sure why, but you'll see me here trying to do a couple different things before I settle on something. I am going to put the smile here, and I don't remember if that stays or not. I may end up taking that off. We'll see. I can't quite remember now off the top of my head. So now I'm just fussing around and seeing if I can put anything else in that top picture up there. So I'm using a cut out flower from one of the paper pads. And then that little birdie there, I'm going to put on top of the flower. And yeah, I kind of thought I took that smile off. So I did remove that. It just wasn't the right color. I didn't really like how it looked on the pattern paper. It just didn't seem to go well with the layout. So I just put that to the side and I'll use it some other time. So now I'm just going through some of the things, and I felt like it was missing something, and I finally figured out that they just seemed a little floaty. So I'm going to take this washi tape that I've been using throughout the album, and I'm just going to put that underneath the photo, which obviously is difficult because it is all glued down, but I eventually get it tucked under there. And it's basically just the washi tape that I've torn in half because I like that kind of torn edge, and I like that it kind of helps to ground this photo. And I'll do, I think, the same thing in that top right photo as well. And I just really like how that looks a lot better. So that makes me feel a bit better about the placement of those photos. They don't look as floaty now. So now I have some other things that I fussy cut out, but I'm actually going to end up using those on the other page. And I'm just showed you now what my journaling looks like. I typed up on my typewriter, and I just glued that down. And I figured you guys didn't want to watch me put down all those little bitty strips of paper, so I decided to do that off camera. And now I'm placing this little circle that I stamped vacation on, and I'm going to end up not using it here, but I'm going to keep it on for a second. What I'm going to end up putting on this part is a camera. That is a stamp that I die cut out. It's a new stamp that I just recently purchased, and I really like it. Anything that do with cameras I really enjoy. So I put that little birdie down, and I'm just not really liking that vacation, so you'll see here in a second that I'm going to pull that up and I'll put that camera down. Except I'm going to glue my bird down like 5 times. I'll pick it up and glue it down and pick it up and glue it down again before I finally figure out how I want to do it. So here is that camera image. I'm not going to use the green one, but I'm going to use this red one. The stamp set came with 2 cameras, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. 2 cameras and then a die cut. And here is where I take off that vacation. Just wasn't doing anything for me. And I'm going to back the holes in the die cut because I just didn't want the paper that was in the background showing through. So I'm going to go through my paper pad and figure out what I like best. I do like that blue best, but I don't like that one that I had there in my hand. I'll pull a different blue out of my stash. And in the little flash, I'm going to use a piece of paper like that right there that has the little yellow flowers on that. So you'll see me pulling that back in here in a second. So first I'm going to cover up that bigger circle on the camera and just using some liquid adhesive, and I'll put that piece of paper back there. And I just think that ends up looking a little bit better than seeing the paper through it. And then I'm going to take one of these flowers and kind of put the center of the flower in that little hole that is for the flash, and I like how that ends up turning out. And then I just think that makes it look a lot better. So now I'm going to futz around a little bit more with some of the other die cuts that I have and the little fussy cut flowers. And I'm going to ultimately end up putting that camera back up there. And then I believe I am going to put the flower, again, just bring that flower that I have on the right hand side of the page over to the left. And now I'm going to glue down the little bird for like the third time, I think. I think that's the number I'm on. And then that's pretty much it. There's a close-up here. I'm sorry the video is so short and you missed a couple of the pieces at the very beginning. I apologize for that. I will have the last and final part of this album up in the next day or two, and I hope you'll join me over on my YouTube channel for that. And if you want to have any more information about this page, I have a blog now, so you can always check that blog out, and the information is in the information bar below, as well as my Instagram and my Facebook pages. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye!